Hi, me again. I really wanted to sort of elaborate on something that I sort of mentioned on Facebook. Bit of an unusual thing for me, reviewing someone else's work, but I felt the need, because as one creator to sort of another, obviously I do fully appreciate the effort and time and that go into sort of putting yourself out there. We'll briefly summarise what I said this morning. I'm quite pleased and extremely proud to count a published author amongst my friends. I know a few published authors to varying degrees, but this is someone I've actually sort of had quite personal sort of time with, I suppose, by comparison. So I think it's more impressive, I suppose. I'm just going to give him a big head, basically, aren't I, with this? But yeah, so, because I picked up a copy of his book, not really that long after it had come out, to be honest. Sort of got finally around to reading it, because I've got so many books and things like that, and obviously so much to do, like project-wise and various things. And I'd finished one, and I was just like, oh, I'll finally read it. So, yeah, I loaded up on Kindle. T.W. Malpass's Last Cut is always the deepest. There is a link to it below on Amazon's site, so in the description. So you can pick up a copy, which I strongly recommend you do. From starting reading it, I was just kind of like, yeah, maybe read first few chapters or a little bit of it. And I just thought, yeah, I'll have a quick casual read. Then I discovered what many readers have already described a number of works as, but I think this is the first time I've really come up against this as a concept, and that's unputdownable, which I know is one of those jargon words, if you like, that people make up randomly, but it is, I think, the best word for it. I found it I was kind of plodding through, I was just like, well, I'll read a little more. Maybe a little more. I then kind of got to the point of, am I at the end game here? Am I towards the end? Am I going to reach the culmination of what I've been sort of working towards, I suppose? And that was quite interesting for me, to actually be at that point without even really noticing the passage of time. And it's just beautiful. There are so many sort of little nuances, if you like, that appeal to perhaps character traits of me. I'm not saying necessarily everyone is going to take the same experience, and that's the beauty of it, I suppose, as well. I mean, I don't want to sort of ruin it for anyone, but I feel that there's a lot of the author in the main character of Nate, who sort of is a classic teenager in a way in a small town. Or relatively small town, at least from my understanding, and it's I don't know. I see it's almost like a coming of age tale, where this sort of beautiful human being, in the proper tense of that word, it's an inner beauty. There's a lot of good in him that comes through. Sort of finds, I suppose, an outlet for that. And it is a beautiful little journey that he goes on. There is so much to love about it. The characters are fully developed with their own little backstories, and even just certain characters who appear for perhaps like a paragraph. You learn enough about them that you can imagine the rest yourself, and that's again a skill for a writer that I think a lot do take for granted. A lot of readers, perhaps less than writers, but it's that ability to say, look, I'm literally talking about this person for 20 seconds, but you're going to know everything about them, whatever. That is amazing. Again, he's going to get such a big head from this, and I'm not going to apologise for that, I suppose, because maybe in a way this one's deserved, or risotto. there you go. Sorry, there was something that was like, on a previous video I did sort of say, yeah, a random thing about a tree. If you've seen my parenting video, you'll understand the one. If you haven't, go and watch it, and then you'll understand. So I think the risotto is almost covering those bases, but I'm sure there'll be another random comment in the offing soon. But anyway, yes. So back to the story of Nate. As I say, everything, sort of like the antagonist, to really the classic hero's journey, in a way, sort of finding something to addressing it, and growing as an individual, the character development being quite apparent there, in many characters, in fact. Every little piece of it, I mean, it's definitely on a par with things that have been out for years by well-known authors, and beats even some works that I've been less fortunate to read, perhaps. And I'm not saying that I'm not going to name any stories or any authors, because that's unfair. It's entirely my opinion, and I'm not here to sort of slate other people. This is the Last Cut review. It's not review of the Last Cut and everything else I've ever read. So if I ever sort of decide to do this more regularly, then maybe so. But as I say, there's a lot of renowned authors and well-respected authors who have produced works that are of a lower calibre, and particularly as a first published work, at least as far as I'm aware, this is definitely one of those kind of very promising entries. Having read part of another work, by him, I can definitely see that this is a potential career, if obviously the productivity can come through. Definitely a rewarding read. I couldn't recommend it any stronger. Definitely support this author, and just go and take a look at it. As I say, there's a link below. Even if you don't particularly like it, hey, you gave it a go. You've supported up-and-coming talent, rather than going, well, these are the people who've made it, these are the people I should support because this is what everyone tells me to do. So, yeah, well done. Again, happy and proud to call you a friend, and, could we grow you into a question mark? Probably, but it would hurt, so I'm not going to. I say I promised another one. I did promise another one. I'm definitely of my word, and I'm definitely going to, I think, sort of end it there, really, because I don't want to sort of over-egg it or give anything away. I think that will actually ruin it. I will actually say one more thing. Sorry, there's something I did forget, which I thought was a beautiful idea. The ending of the book, of the story, has its natural ending. All the points are closed. But then there is a little sort of author's note, which, again, it's little things like that. Just these are things that people do like after the 5th, 6th, 7th novel, or something, or even like short story, novella, whatever. And this is stuff that's out there right now. But yeah, where sort of just say that there were sort of other ideas, and sort of particularly one additional scene, as it were, that wouldn't go away, and he does include it, and out of, I suppose, respect for the fact that it's been there and been put down. I did read it, but I was in two minds. I'm a bit like him in that way, because you could leave it where the sort of true ending is, if you will, before the alternate ending begins, but you don't have to. At all. As I say, there is like a denouement, as it were. I believe is the correct term for it. And also, I do have ideas as well. If you ever want to, if anyone thinks this should be made into a film of some type, I've got casting ideas, so just contact me, and I'll suggest them. So yeah, but yeah, I think that's it anyway. So again, job well done. If you haven't already got it, it's down below. If you have got it but haven't read it, you know, try and fit it in. If you've got like a big reading list, see if you can move it up the chain, you know. And as I say, let's support up and coming talent. I think that'll probably be it while I destroy my surroundings. It's probably best to end it really when I'm destroying my surroundings. But yeah, as I say, if you haven't read it, then please do. If you haven't got it ready, as I say, the link is in the description. You know, and just yeah, support, like, you know, rising talent, fight the future. Random X-Files reference, another random comment, and that, my friends, is an ending. Take it easy.